If you ever paid someone to make your brand look better online, and by someone I mean a creative agency, a designer, a video editor, or even a social media manager, and you're wondering why after a few months of work, you're still not generating money from your business online, then you need to listen to this before you hire another person, including me. Honestly, there are only two types of people online, and nobody really sits you down to explain to you who these two people are. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down who those two people are and where you actually stand. Now, once you understand where you fit in, it will be easy for you to know everything about what you're paying for, why you're paying for it, and who you should actually be paying. Now, like I said earlier, there are only two types of people online. The first type of people are big household names like Nike, Apple. These are names that they necessarily don't need to advertise to take money out of your pocket. For example, Nike isn't online on Instagram and YouTube and any social media platform because they are trying to necessarily take money from your pocket or gather clients. They are there to just simply build brand awareness. These brands don't come online to necessarily make money. They just come online to stay in the room so that you remember that they actually exist. Now, if along the line, staying in the room or the awareness campaign actually leads into sales, then that's fine, right? But that wasn't the intended purpose in the first place. Or at least, if they are online to actually make money, it will be more psychological than direct or a hard sell that you will do from your Instagram page as a small business. I want you to think about it like a billboard on a highway for a company that you've known all your life. Let's say maybe LG or maybe Panasonic. The billboard isn't there for you to go into the billboard and make a purchase, right? But the billboard is there for you to be reminded that these brands still actually exist. And sometimes you would even see campaigns like 10 years, 20 years serving customers. That's like even to show more credibility. But you necessarily can't go to a billboard and buy something from it. If that billboard leads into sales later, that is fine. That is more psychological than an hard sell directly on an Instagram page. Now, the second type of people are everybody else. And honestly, this is like almost 70% of everybody online on social media. You're either online as a business or as a personal brand. And somehow, one way or the other, your end goal is to, make money, monetize those channels so that you can have financial freedom. You want more followers so that you can have more eyeballs on your product or your service, and you want more reach so that you can reach new people and close more deals. This happens to you whether you're a business or a personal brand. For this set of people, content is not a billboard. It's a storefront, a direct storefront that clearly says we're open, come in and buy something. Now, I just explained to you the two types of people. If you don't know which one you are at this point, you'll continue to hire people who build billboards for you instead of a storefront, which you actually need or your business needs. Now, the two types of people I just mentioned, I had to learn it the hard way because for years I was a video editor and I actually thought the only way to make money was to get the videos to look really good, have sharper cuts, have good clicks, make it scroll stopping, let the thumbnail be good, and then people will actually stop and buy. But I eventually learned that nice videos don't equate to sales. Now, don't get me wrong, every client likes a good video. So for a while, the videos I handed back to my clients, right? They loved it and they enjoyed it. But this is also something that is underrated in the creative industry, which is that building any type of content presence or online presence is very capital intensive. And I mean what I just said in the most literal way possible. It costs a lot of money. A decent camera or phone setup costs a lot of money. A decent microphone costs a lot of money. A space that actually looks good on camera costs a lot of money. And paying somebody like me every single month costs a lot of money. Depending on the country you're in, you might have to find alternative for your electricity. If you're in a country like Nigeria, like me, you need to get probably an inverter or a generator to make sure that your content is running. So that means to keep producing content on its own costs a lot of money and it's a huge bill. It's exactly like just planting a seed in the soil. For a very, very, very long time, you wouldn't see anything germinate. You would keep watering the ground, allowing sunlight on it, but you don't have anything watering anybody yet. You just have to be somehow crazy enough to trust that something is happening under that soil, and one day that seed is going to germinate. And surviving that type of course month after month without a single dollar coming back is honestly not something a lot of people can sustain in the long term. Sometimes I know it might be as a result of impatience, and sometimes it's not actually because of the impatience of people. It's just that no one has explained to them that being online and making money online are two different things entirely. One of my clients eventually fired me, and this is not because the videos I was making was bad, but it was just because he wasn't printing cash. Imagine paying somebody $1,000 for a year and still not make a dollar out of it. That's ridiculous. That at the end of the day ends up in $12,000. That firing is actually what resets my head and changed how I actually see content. It helped me separate what being online for awareness is and being online to make money is. It finally forced me to start asking the question that I should have been asking myself from the beginning, instead of just focusing on this content looks good. And that question is simply, what does this person actually need this content to do for them? Does he need it to sell for them, or does he need to make noise about their brand, or does he need to give people the sense of entertainment when they watch it? For years, I was only answering one question: does this video look good? And honestly, a video being good might book you a few calls, maybe even land you one client, but that's not a determinant for sales on social media. Once I started asking the question, what does this content need to do for these clients online, then I started to get more results for clients and my agency. How I work with clients has changed so drastically. And right now, if you look at the people that I work with, results means different things to different clients. For one of my clients, results means brand presence online on YouTube that eventually leads to monetization, which eventually at the end of the day still leads to cash. His cash doesn't come from a hard sell on a video, which is like him telling you about the product or service he's selling, but it actually comes from being an authority in his space long enough that people trust him and opportunities eventually open up in future. And along the way of him building his authority, he's building monetization on YouTube. For another client, result means that the video has to be good enough for it to meet Meta ad standards. This client doesn't care about aesthetics, doesn't care about the background of the video, doesn't care about anything apart from sound and visual. If those two things are intact, the video just needs to be optimized enough to be able to run ads and make money for these clients online. Now, that's a completely different skill from the first client that I mentioned, even though on paper, both of them need video editors. For another client who is a local seller or playing the local game, result to him means outperforming the other two competitor brands that are in his niche. And this means that outperforming all the competitors in his area or in his city so much that if people search for his niche, they can find him online immediately as the first choice. His brand presence is the entire strategy. He is the loudest, most visible name in his zip code area. And as long as he's the loudest in his zip code, his phone starts to ring without him having to chase anybody. Now, these are three different types of results for different type of clients. On paper, they are all going to ask for a video editor, a designer, or a social media manager, but their needs are different. Sometimes their need might even intercourse between two or three of the things that I've mentioned, but you just have to understand what result actually means to the client. Now, here's what I actually want you to take from this. Unless you're Apple, Nike, or one of a small handful of names that size, hiring somebody to make you look good online without a clear path that leads directly back to cash is a delusion you cannot afford. It's the same thing as paying somebody to plant flowers in your garden just in front of your house and you not knowing the type of flower that is going to grow in that garden. If you're already a massive company, sure, you can afford to plant yourself online just for the views. But if you're a middle scale or small scale business trying to grow your business online, or just a brand in general trying to make it online, every dollar you spend and who you spend it on counts. Every money you put out there that goes into you getting a design, an edit, or social media management has to lead back to cash. For you, that could mean YouTube monetization, or it could mean you optimizing your content for meta ads that eventually convert people into buyers. Or maybe it's just simply being the loudest name in your local market. Whichever it is, it has to eventually come back and print cash for you. Because looking good on its own is never going to pay anyone's bills, and it never paid mine either until I stopped the delusion that making people look good online is going to make money for them. So before you hire your next editor, your next social media manager, or your next designer, you need to ask yourself which one of the outcomes you're actually building. Is it going to be YouTube monetization? Is it going to be ads that is going to convert to buyers? Or is it going to be you being the loudest in your local market? The moment you can answer that, everything about what you'll be asking for and everything about what you're expecting back gets way, way easier to measure. And the moment I started asking all my clients that same question before we ever touched the camera, the scope and the landscape of my agency changed completely. We stopped being just a video editing service and we started being a proper creative agency that meets the needs of our client. And by meeting their needs, I mean actually printing cash for them. If you found yourself as a business owner or a professional going around in circles, not being able to build a profitable audience, click the link below. Let's fix that for you.